All right, guys. Marvel What If Episode 2, and I don't know if you've ever wondered what it would be like if T'Challa was Star-Lord.
It was kind of weird at the beginning.
Can't say that I've ever thought that.
No.
Two people that I didn't think would ever cross a path in any world or universe, but the Watcher decides to bring something upon us a little bit different. T'Challa is Star-Lord. He was abducted earlier by Yondu.
Can we just talk about the fact that I think this is like Chadwick Boseman's last thing he's done?
It was. They did a nice little saying at the end, and you knew that, like, he is Black Panther and will forever be T'Challa. Like, I don't know if they can ever fill that role, but, you know, you see a lot of characters in this, animated series of this episode are from the Marvel Universe, from the movies.
Right.
You have big names doing it. It's 30 minutes, but you have, like, you have Chadwick Boseman, Josh Brolin.
How crazy was it Thanos was just in that randomly? And he was this chill
good
dude.
guy.
He was just like, he was there just to have a good time.
He was trying to justify everything. He was like,
That was funny.
everybody, hey, it's genocide. Yeah, but it was effective. And it was random.
And he was right.
So, this guy's like, yep. He'd be supporting him.
Yep.
But the story, I mean, it was a one-off story. To me, it showed the abduction of Star-Lord in the beginning of it being T'Challa and how his story went. It was just a little snatch and grab story. I thought it was done well. The animation, I knew what I was expecting this time.
Yeah, but
it was good.
I thought it was good.
It looked realistic.
I don't know.
It was scary how real it was looking.
Yeah, I thought it looked really good actually.
All the characters, you knew who they were before they, like...
Halfway through the episode was finished, I was like, this definitely looks better than I think a lot of people are giving it credit for.
And
it has definitely like a unique style,
Yep.
but it works. And as long as it works, you can get past it pretty easily.
Yeah, so this one has, start and end, I think being episode 2, knowing what to get in there animation-wise, and being a story that I didn't expect. Now, I've heard stories before of where Captain America wasn't Steve Rogers.
Right.
And now it's like, all right, so you took somebody we know and love, being T'Challa, and made him into a Star-Lord. This is what happens if he was abducted out of Wakanda, traveling the galaxy with Yondu, and creating his own Ravagers. Those people were the same. Drax wasn't part of it, but Thanos was. Nebula was in it.
Definitely differences for sure. Yeah,
and I thought it was neat. It was, and with the Collector being there and Howard the Duck making an appearance, can't argue with Howard the Duck ever.
Yeah, the episode was kind of funny at times too.
It was. It had the guy that he took out, knocked out, who was in Black Panther the movie. Forgive me, I can't think of his name right now, but he was hilarious. The one's like, oh, he was my best friend. He's like, well, I guess to explain it one way, it's we're best friends. Well, I don't know if that's the case, but
yeah, I like this one more than the first one.
Me too.
And I didn't really hate the first one.
Right.
But I felt like this was a much more Marvel styled thing. I felt like they could definitely make a movie out of this.
No, I was all in it. Black Panther being one of my favorites. Star-Lord, I could take or leave. It doesn't really matter. But at the end, they kind of brought in the person who they were supposed to get. Instead of abducting, T'Challa, they found the actual Star-Lord, and his father found him, who was the god that they were trying to keep him away from.
So are they implying then that it probably was the end of the world?
Yeah, it affected the universe, butterfly effect.
Right.
But, one-off, one-shot story, 30 minutes long, episode 2 of What If.
If you had to give it a score on our tier list, what is it?
Oh, on the tier list?
On the tier list.
Go with a B.
I was going to say a high B.
Yeah.
I actually really like this one.
It was done well, and we're very critical on animation, but I'm over that now.
Yep.
Story-wise, it was good, kept you entertained. It was action right from the start, unlike episode 1, where kind of like,
you had to build up to it.
Steve Rogers and Captain America's a slow story.
Yeah.
But now, you got in there, T'Challa's stealing something right off the bat. It showed his little intro story, and that was it.
They definitely still had to keep a pretty brisk pace because they had to tell that whole story in 20 minutes. But I felt like it made more sense in the first
episode. And I could have
episode.
watched another 30 minutes of that same story because he just made it home, and they just were like, okay, well, we're done here. We just packed it away. Cool. And that was one story from, there was the second episode of Marvel What If on Disney Plus, 30 minutes. Definitely worth the investment of the show. And it's, like we said last time, different story each week.
And let us know in the comments if you like episode 1 more or less than episode 2. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.